Hi Raj, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here today and representing Richmond American University, London. So in this video, we're going to talk about Raj's background, then what it's like to study at Richmond, London, his timetable, his course, and more. If you want to study this course at Richmond, watch this interview until the end to get a generic idea. I've added all the links in the description box below and also added the questions I'm going to be asking as well. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So hi Raj, welcome to my channel.
Hi Devyani.
So can I please ask you to introduce yourself, your name, which course are you doing, and again at which university?
Okay, so I'm doing MSc International Business Management from Richmond American University, London, and it's a 16-month program with 4 semesters for 4 months each. And so we have the subjects accordingly as well.
Okay,
So
we'll talk about that.
we also get,
Sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead.
okay.
No, tell me.
And we also get an optional internship in the US if we want after completing our course.
Oh, that's interesting. So let's talk about that more in detail. But
Yeah.
before that, can you give me your background? Like, where are you from and what did you do your undergraduation? When did you graduate?
Yes, so I'm basically from Rajkot, which is located in Gujarat. And so I've completed my Bachelor's of Business Administration from Marwadi University, which is in Rajkot itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I worked for an import-export consultancy for over a year. So I wanted to explore more in the global market and international business and stuff like that. So I decided to pursue my master's from an international city itself. So I considered London, and then here I am. I'm doing my course right now.
Okay. So can you tell me, like, out of all the universities, why did you choose it to do your, master's in Richmond? Like, what is the USP and which other universities did you consider?
So I considered a total of 4 universities. All of them were offering me the same course, and they were like Oxford Brookes University, Cardiff Metropolitan University, Richmond American University, and the fourth one was Ulster University, which was also located in, I guess, northern part of UK and London as well.
Okay.
So yes, I got the fastest response from Richmond University, so I finalized that university, and I also got conditional offer letters from Cardiff Met University and Oxford Brookes University as well.
Okay. So was Richmond your, like, how did you get to know about Richmond? Did some agency tell you or was it your own research?
No, it was my own research. I was just scouting for universities, and actually, I wanted a university which fits in my budget as well. So I was uh, particularly targeting those kind of universities which has an affordable fees of under, we can say, £15,000. So I was just scouting for universities, and I came across a list, and it was the Richmond University was mentioned in that, and it was an American university. So I read more about it, and I thought, okay, it's a good place to be in. It
Mm-hmm.
has a good scope.
Interesting. So can you tell me about your application process? Like what all did you have to submit? Like when did you apply? Things like that.
So basically, I completed my IELTS in April, I guess. Yes. And so soon after, I started the application process, and they asked my past education records and some legal documentation, then financial documents, and apart from that, passport and stuff like that. So once I completed my all the requirements, they provided me an answer within 10 days. That's 1 working week.
Oh, that's
So
pretty
that
fast.
was very quick. Yes, that's pretty quick. And if we talk about, I did the same process. I did the application process in the same week. So I also got my offer letter from Cardiff Met University after around more than a month, minimum more than a month.
Makes sense. So you had to accept this offer as soon as you got it.
So yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
as I said, it was already April, and I was, yeah,
Okay. So can you
and I
tell
was
me
targeting for January.
you target, are you from the Jan intake?
Yes, I'm from Jain Tech.
Okay, okay. So I'll talk about that later as well. But can you tell me, like in general, how is your year divided? Like how many semesters do you have and how many modules in each semester?
Okay, so I have 4 semesters of 4 months each, and we have around of 5 modules in each semester. One subject is common for the whole semester, and
Mhm.
other 4 subjects are in terms. So in first term of around 6 weeks, we have 2 subjects, and they change after 6 weeks. For next 6 weeks, we
Mm-hmm.
have another 2 subjects. In that way, 1 semester, and we have 4 semesters like that. In total, 16 months.
Oh my, so you have a lot of subjects. So can you name a few subjects you have in this course?
Talking about this particular semester, I have advanced English for business studies. That's for the full semester. Then we just completed 1 term just before the Easter break. So um, subjects in that were leadership in organizations and financial management one.
Mm-hmm.
So we completed that for after Easter holidays. For our second term, we have international business and financial management too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So once we complete that, we'll complete 1 semester, and for next semester we have strategic management and uh, global supply chain management and subjects like that.
Okay.
They
So
are very narrowed down. They are directly related to our course.
so can you do you have any optional modules as well, or most of them are assigned by the university?
No, they are just assigned by the university. We don't have any optional
Optional.
modules.
Okay, so your first three semesters are of like lectures and assignments, and your final semester is an internship. Is that right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
So I'll talk
That's
about it.
optional. Yes, internship
Oh,
is optional.
what is
If
other?
you want internship, dissertation.
Oh, so what are you planning to do?
Let's say I think I'll go for internship if that's possible.
Mm-hmm. I think
It
you
would
should
be a
go
great
for that one.
experience. Yeah.
So talking about your lectures, like how many hours of lectures do you have every day, or how many lectures in a week?
Um, we have around 9 hours of lectures in week, and for this semester we have 2 days. That's Thursdays and Fridays. On Thursdays we have 1 to 8. That's 2 lectures for around 3.5 hours each, and on Friday 1 lecture from
Mm-hmm.
9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And it might change in next semester. They might give us 3 days in a week, 3 hours. In total, there are 9 hours a week.
9 hours a week. So how do your lectures look like? Is it more presentation based that the teacher comes and shows the PPT, or is it more interactive?
If we can say it's a mixture of interactive and PPT based style, both of them. It's also interactive, and they divide us in groups, or they assign one particular topic to a student, and means whoever, if it's very general kind of thing. If there is a topic, for example, let's say accounts, so if anyone wants to comes forward and share their experience in accounts, whatever they know, to other students, they can do like that, or they'll divide us in groups, and at the end of the day, after the, we can say, activity completes, the teacher will tell us the important points and make us learn and tell us the benefits of that particular thing and stuff like that.
So in one lecture, in 3.5 hours, you have the presentation as well as the practical session. Is that right?
Yeah, combination of both.
Okay. So how many students are there in each class?
um, it depends. For example, in financial management class, we have around 16 students, and for advanced English class, we have 8 to 10 students. Not even 10, 8 students.
Very small classes, so a lot of personal attention.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So like for 8 students, there is a 3.5 hour lecture.
Yes.
Oh wow, that is amazing. That is very personalized. So I wanted to understand like what is an American university and what role does it play? Like how is it different than any other UK university?
As far as I've seen and I've experienced, there are so many students from America as well here. because some of them took directly admission in here, some of them are from the student exchange programs, because there is an Richmond University in America as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they do the student exchange thing very on a great scale. So most of the students are American there, and we also got much of the Asian students. Then we also have some of the Japanese students in there.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's a pretty diverse place. Yes, I really enjoy to be there.
Oh, very nice. So, in terms of projects, like, do you have more individual assignments or do you have group projects, or how is that?
Um, if we say, even if it's a group assignment, we have to do our thing. So it's at the end of the day, it's not that big a difference that whether it's a group assignment or it's an individual assignment. The process stays the same, but for some subjects we have individual assignments. For some subjects we have group assignments.
Okay. So, do you get a chance to collaborate with your classmates a lot in terms of assignments or class projects?
Yes, yes, there are regular activities in class. We also have a group assignment on a case study for finance. So yes, we get a you know every week we get a chance to interact with our students, and that too the groups gets shuffling. It's not like that if you have one group for one subject, it would be the same for the whole semester. The groups keeps shuffling.
That's very interesting. So tell me, like in terms of American university, is the grading system different? Like what kind of grades do you get? Do you get like a percentage, or is it like a 4-point CGPA like they follow in US? Or is it like UK based grading with a merit and
It's it's a grading system of UK as of now, the GPA system, and they give us the grade accordingly: A, B minus, B plus, B,
okay,
like
okay.
that. Yeah,
Interesting. So, you're studying business management, which is a very practical course. So, do you have a
yeah.
lot of theories as well while teaching? Like, do you base your work on theories, or is it more practical, like how industry works?
The core of the course is practical. Everything is practical in here. But let's say, for example, it's finance, so there is definitely some kind of theory. But let me give you example of leadership. So in leadership, they give us a particular book to read every week. That everyone has to read some particular chapters from that book. So like that way, they also include theories. And the other curriculum is like group activities, group presentations, in order to you know uh, teach us that how you can work with different kind of co-workers and how you can develop a leadership skill in yourself. And they also provide us with uh, reading recommendations to include the theory as well.
Okay. So, how do you study? Like before lecture, you read the book, then you go to the lecture, or you do the lecture and then you have to study whatever you have learned.
No, it's completely upon us. They just tell us this. These are the chapters from this particular. They also provide us with the book,
Mm-hmm.
so it's completely upon us that whenever we want to read it. So we are
Oh,
postgrad, so they expect that much.
correct. So, is it
Yeah.
very hard to study at your university? Like, how many hours other than lectures do you put in a day?
If we give our proper efforts and we sit with our productivity, then it's not that difficult. Everyone can do that, but for that you need to give it time. You need to sit. You can say on weekends, one day is fine. If you give Saturday one proper day towards your studies, then you can easily score B plus or A. It's not that difficult, but you need to be efficient towards your study.
Correct, correct. So, like, just reading the book, listening to the lectures, and doing your own kind of self-research is how you become effective, right?
Yes, that's adequate. That's what the university expects from us.
Okay. So, you mentioned there are 8 to 10 students in your class, but how many Indians are there? Are there a lot of Indians or very few?
If I say of my particular class, there are four.
For Indians.
Four Indians are there. There is one girl from Uzbekistan. Then there is also a guy, I don't remember from where he is, and there are also two Pakistanis.
Okay. So do like, people from different countries, do they get along well with each other? Like maybe like do you go and hang out after lectures, or is it very class focused?
Um, when it was my first week, everyone was a bit shy to, interact with each other and stuff. But once we got into the lecture, we got to know each other, and these group assignments and group activities. Also, the group shuffling has helped a lot.
Yeah,
So yes, now we everyone is in touch with everyone. We have our WhatsApp groups, phone numbers, even anyone can call each other if they want any sort of help. They
that's it.
also the universe our faculty also motivates us that um, that she herself should be your last option. If you want anything, you must ask to your peers and your students first if you have any sort of problem.
Oh, interesting. And what is the average age group in your class?
I guess around 22 to 30.
22. Okay. So mostly do you see more freshers or more experienced people?
um, more of freshers.
More of
We
fresh.
have experienced people, but more of freshers are there.
Okay. So how is your class? Like when a presentation happens, like are people very interactive, or they raise their hand, raise their points? Are there debates in class, or how does that work?
There are times that we had a very interactive class. I don't exactly remember what the question was, but yes, the classes do get very interactive, and very much of we do a debate on some particular topic. We have different options, different opinions. So no one feels like, okay, I won't speak or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
because it's very interactive. But if we say about finance class, it's not much of interactive.
Correct. It depends on the subject. So how
Yeah.
is, studying at Richmond different than your Indian university? Like what are the key differences you see?
Um, the first and foremost difference is diversity. I have seen as soon as I step into the university, I look people from different countries, and there is a different approach of me even talking to different people from different countries. So back in India, we were all from mostly from Gujarat itself. Even my university had some foreign students, but it was not that interactive.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm,
here we have to work with our peers, and we have to, you know they help us securing our goal. They help us securing our ultimate aim, and we do the same in return.
mm-hmm.
So for talking for studies and stuff like that, we also develop a friendship and bond. So it gets very interesting. And another thing is that the studying environment is also a bit different from what we had in India. Like everyone is we can say that, okay, that person in the library, if we go, most of them are doing the same thing as we are doing, research. So we can ask for sources, and they can also tell us about anything. They can tell us something new, or we can tell them something new. So like that it gets different.
Okay. So we talked about your final semester being an internship or a dissertation. So you said you can intern in America, right? So how does the visa process
Yeah.
work? Like, can you work in UK as well, or the only option is to go to America? And then how do you apply for a PSW after? Like, can you tell me more about internship?
Okay, so the thing is, once we complete our 3 semester, then we have an option to gain a sponsorship in America, which I mean, sorry, not sponsorship, internship in America. So everything process is done by the university. It has the tie-ups with some companies, and so they can recommend us for the internships, and then they also help us in the visa process for it. I don't exactly remember what visa was that. It was J something, I guess. Oh, we need that visa for US. So they help us in the visa process as well. They help us in the accommodation and stuff like that.
That's
And
good.
they only suggest internship which matches our role, and they feel that, okay, he'll be comfortable doing this work and stuff like that. So that's how they support us. And if we don't want an internship, we have a dissertation itself. And talking about PSW, the internship is in the coursework itself. So once the internship is done, we come back to the UK and then we apply for the PSW.
Okay. So in long term, do you want to work in the United States or in UK?
Let's see, I haven't thought about it through
Okay.
as of now because as I'll get more of experience in this the whole US thing, and I'll be staying in the UK at the same time. So let's see.
Okay. So if you had to name one favorite thing about your university, what would that be?
The support we receive from teachers.
Mm-hmm. The
Yes.
teachers. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you had to name one thing which you think the university can improve on or which is not that good, what would that be?
Mm, I think it would be the lecture timings. It's 9:30 in the morning. They can improve on the lecture time.
Okay, interesting. So are
Yeah.
you part of any clubs or societies at university?
Yes, I am a part of a chess club in the university because I myself have played national level chess back in India. So I really like being that. So uh, I would be the president of that particular club from next semester. So
Oh, that's
yes, I'm
amazing.
part of a chess club. Yeah.
Amazing. So can you like manage your studying and going to a chess club and having that social life?
Yes, it's pretty much manageable. I thought when I decided to join this chess club, so I thought that would it be, you know, I need to give time to my studies as well, but turns out that it was not a pretty difficult task.
Okay, interesting. So in terms of your university, how does it help you to build your career? Like if you don't want to do that internship and want to work in UK,
Mm,
do they have career
mm.
tests? Do they help you with your CV? What kind of support do they provide?
Okay, so the first point I would like to tell is that whenever the teacher explains us anything, any topic or any subject, so after completing that topic, they tell us that how can we implement in real life, that how can you implement this in your workplace, and you can, do stuff smoothly. That they they tell us that people and companies are looking for this type of skills. So in finance, after completing every topic, they tell us that where we can use this. That
Correct.
yes, they tell that this is a useful piece of information. That people will pay you if you have this information. If you know how to get this information out of some random numbers.
Interesting. But in terms of that,
Hmm.
but not, do you have like a career cell like that, like a career council? Like,
Yeah, we have career counseling, and I have been to it when I came here. So they tell us that what are your, future expectations and what kind of job you want. So they provide us that okay, you can do research in these particular areas. You can approach these particular companies in order to so in
mm-hmm.
order to future your meeting your future expectations and stuff like that.
Okay. And how strict is, going to Richmond? Like, can you miss classes or what? Do they keep a tab on your attendance?
Um, they take the attendance when the lecture is finished, so it's pretty much strict in his attendance matters. So
Okay.
yes,
And how is
I
this?
would like to tell when we had orientation. So our program director showed us the picture of the dean, and he told that it's up to you now that whether you want to shake your hands and have a degree from him or a ticket to India.
Funny. Yeah, but do you
Yeah.
attend lectures often?
Yes, I attend my every lecture.
Okay, very.
Anyways, it's 2 days a week, so
Then if you
yeah,
miss one, you miss out on a lot, right?
yeah.
So do you live on campus or off campus? And what do you recommend?
I live off campus, and I would also recommend living off campus because it cuts down a lot of expenses, a lot, a great margin.
Yeah, I mean, how did you find accommodation then?
I found accommodation from India itself via Gumtree and some websites like that, WhatsApp groups. I had friends here. as well.
Um, so like if you have been living in London, like do you think living in London is giving you like an advantage than any other thing? Like, are you happy about living in London? How about opportunities and things like that?
Yes, I'm very happy living in London because it's a place where I can see people from every city or every country. I used to watch YouTube videos as well, and people used to say London is such a diverse country. You see people from everywhere in the world, and I was like, okay, it might be diverse from everywhere in the world. I guess it's kind of overrated. But when I landed here, when I saw the actual thing, I was like, okay, they were not wrong. It's really a very diverse place. There are people from everywhere in the world,
That's true.
and yes, also we can say the lifestyle, the work culture, everything motivates you to uh, achieve something in your life, achieve your goals, work hard for that.
So, talking about working hard, are you doing any part-time jobs here?
Yes, I'm doing a part-time job as a teaching assistant in schools. I am registered with an agency, so I go to different schools via them as a teaching assistant
Mm-hmm. And what is the role
for
of a teacher?
primary and secondary section. Um, it's not that difficult. Just you have to be with the main teacher around there, and you have to follow whatever instructions they give you, like checking homeworks, be with students, doing reading tasks with them, make sure they are having their lunch properly. Some schools also provide lunch, and some schools the students bring their lunch from their place.
So,
So taking care, basically, yes,
so
being
is
good
like
with
does the timing keep
students.
on changing? Like, do you have like a fixed rota or like whenever or wherever?
It's completely on my availability.
Okay.
I just have to inform that I'm available for particular days next week, so they'll provide me work on that basis.
Okay. And what are the, how do you apply to these? Like, how did you get to know about it and how do you apply? And what are the minimum like salaries or like hourly income you can expect from this?
Actually, we had a career fair in our university, and the agency, it's Vibe Teaching, the name of the agency. So they also came there, and I told them that I would be interested for this, and after that I registered myself, and there were two interview rounds over there, and after that we have to also get a DBS for it, as it's in schools. It's uh, for the DBS, for those who don't know, it's a police clearance certificate, the thing we have in India. The DBS we have for UK. So that was the last process. Once you have your DBS, you are ready to go for schools.
And how do you get a DBS?
The agency applies for them.
Acha, you don't have to do it.
Agency up,
It's through the agency.
yeah, they just do an application for us, and then we get a link, and then we enter our details, and it takes around 15 to 20 working days.
So it's easy,
We get a
better to do it as
certificate
soon as
kind of
you
thing.
come by.
Yeah,
Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
And can you survive in London with the salary you earn from as a teaching assistant?
Yes, I can manage my basic necessities and basic expenses. There's a particular, that okay, you can't eat out every day on that wage, but you can meet up your rents, your bills, and stuff like that.
Okay, very interesting. And in full time, like after you graduate, what are your future plans? What do you plan to do?
Um, for the long term, I want to do a business of myself, and then I will like, for in near future I have to work for some company to gain experience in my particular field. As I said, right now I'm thinking of exploring the import export field, and so I'll get a job in, we can say, Maersk or any shipping companies like that, to gain experience, and for the long term I'll do my own business.
Okay. And what do you think you should have learned back in India before you came to the UK so that it would have made your master's journey easier?
One thing to mention, like that is no the city mode. If I had more information about the London city, like how the transportation works, that for example, city mapper, using city mapper and different apps like that, knowing the city more. If you are going to a particular city, you must have complete information about that. 90% is not fine.
Correct, correct. And in terms of assignments and everything, do you have to follow any referencing style? Like, do you have to quote, like, the Harvard style referencing? Like, how do
Yeah.
you do that?
Yes, we have Harvard style referencing. Actually, I had no idea what referencing, and it was like I had some sort of glimpse that okay, this is this as we read articles, but when it comes to doing it by ourselves, doing our own research, then we don't I didn't had that experience. So as I said, we have subject of advanced English in business studies,
Mm-hmm.
so they teach us complete method. They teach us the whole method, that how you can research, how you can know that source is reliable or not, how you can reference it, and they teach us everything, the language we can use, the vocabulary we have to use,
That's great. So
like
from
that.
basic, like, is it like a compulsory module you have to learn this?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yes,
very
that's
nice.
a compulsory module.
Wow, that is very interesting. So if you like, just to conclude overall, like if you have to give like the best advice to upcoming students who are planning to come to your university or to the UK, what would that be?
I would I would suggest them that if you have ultimate goal of getting a master's degree in here, then you definitely have to give 100% of that. You have to give 100, because uh, if you say you give more time towards part-time job, you have to work obviously. If you give more time towards your part-time job and you don't give much of time to your studies, then it can create a problem.
Correct. That's
Yes,
great
so
advice.
keep studies your first priority.
Mm-hmm. And is there
That's all.
anything else you would like to share which I missed about your university or your life in the UK?
Um, I would like to say that it would be a very great experience for students who are coming here. It would be an amazing experience to live in a city like London and study in. We all know that UK is in the top 5 list of education in the world, and they are there for a reason. So you'll also enjoy that. You'll get a complete different scenario in studies as well, the education as well. It's like you'll feel like you are teaching yourself. No one else is teaching you.
Correct. A lot of self-learning here. That's true. I
Yes.
think Richmond sounds like an amazing university where you have learned everything from the basics. You have an, very diverse environment, and you also are doing a lot of self-study. So I did not know about Richmond before this, but I think it seems like a very good option for Indian students where you can really have this entry. But I really
Yeah.
would like to thank you for coming on my channel and sharing your insights and sharing your knowledge. We really appreciate it. And if anybody wants to reach out to you via LinkedIn, would that be okay for you? Can I add the link in the description box below?
Yes, you can definitely add. You can also add my Instagram if you want.
Of course, I will do that as well. But Raj,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it and wish you good luck for your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here with you. Yeah.
Thank you.